What's up, everybody? It's me, Jum Jumington, former CEO of Jumington Dynamics, broadcasting live from the Jumington Dynamics 630 hazardous material storage facility somewhere in the world. How's it going, everybody? I fixed my mic real quick there. What's up, Judd? What's up, Jeremy? Welcome in. Let's chat for a few minutes. People have a chance to see the notification. Ah, boy. I wasn't planning on coming back to this today, but I really thought we were going to finish Darkfall on Monday. And now I just have to finish it. Now I just have to complete it. While I can still remember half of what's going on. I charged my phone, didn't realize how late it was. Watching my TV. Gotcha. I saw your comment, Jeremy, about how YouTube is bonking your comments on the videos. That may be like, someone else mentioned this to me before. If you are leaving like a lot of comments in short order, like one right after another, sometimes YouTube will flag that stuff automatically as either spam or I don't know what else. And it'll start, because I saw messages and I unblocked the ones that I saw. And I didn't see anything in there that was like, I don't see why YouTube's blocking this. It's the only thing I could think of, because there's like a fair amount of comments. If they happen real quick next to each other, sometimes YouTube flicks out. It's all these automated systems that are like trying to guess, like, oh, I'm gonna catch this guy in the act. They're almost always wrong, and the people who actually want to spam stuff just get right through it. Frustrating. What's up, Flash? Welcome in. How you doing? Happens to me a lot. YouTube thinks it's spam. Yeah, there's nothing questionable about them, about any of those comments. At least not to my eyes. I don't know. But yeah, that is just, I hate it having like walking on eggshells with YouTube stuff. Like, don't talk too fast. Don't talk too fast, but don't talk too slow. Don't get too many comments. Don't get too many subscribers. Don't get too many viewers, but don't get too few. Don't grow too quickly, but don't grow too slowly also. I try not to worry about it. It mostly only like bugs me when it starts to affect like people trying to like post something, trying to comment something or communicate with me, and then YouTube's like, no, we're bonking that for reasons. So no, what? You're like, Judd, you're the mystery, because like I haven't seen this in a while, but like for a long time, anytime someone said hi to Judd, YouTube would automatically like block the message in chat. I don't know why. I don't know what and it wasn't Judd's messages. It was messages to Judd. It was very weird. YouTube always going to keep you guessing. My eyes are looking like funky here. I don't think it's just, yeah, it's just this. YouTube's wild. Yeah, YouTube is wild. You can't like, you know, this drives me crazy. People are like, I know how the algorithm works. It's like, I don't think you do. You're making your best guess, but like, there's most of it's behind the scenes. And even when you've like built a steady case, like it doesn't really mean anything. It could be a lot of different things. I don't concern myself too much with the algorithm. I'm trying to beat their systems. I just wanted to stop weirdly blocking messages. What's up, J Money? How's it going? Yeah, I mentioned Discord. I was been having I don't know if I'd call it fun. I've been playing the Wizardry remake on my Steam Deck in bed at night before I go to sleep. And I don't know. First off, let me say, like, I'm not like totally sold on the remake. I've had it bug out on me a couple times, which was aggravating, where it just like the fight just stops. Like it's waiting for someone to take their turn, but like you don't have any control over that. So you're just sitting there staring at a creature and nothing's happening. And you just have to close the program and leave and start the fight over, but all of your spell points are already spent. Damage is done. It was so aggravating. And I read somewhere that it was because of an option they added to speed up combat, which just takes out combat animations but doesn't really make things that much faster. You can't rip through combat like you can in the old versions. So it's like they slowed it down and added this fancy graphics, which are okay, but like they didn't change it enough. I guess. Waiting on Hannah Legend to respond to my IT screen right now. It just looks like 3 Game Boys exploded. Man, that's like any area, like my computer desk where I work by the soldering station is just constantly covered in parts. I had to 3D print more screw trays because I have so many consoles disassembled and their screws are just rattling around. I'm like, all right, I need a new tray here. This one's for the PS2 this time. I really should just put that one back together. I got to give up on that one I was working on, but I have to open it up more and desolder stuff. That's a whole headache. So yeah, but that said, I have been enjoying playing, like scratching the wizardry itch between streams without getting too far ahead on the Super Nintendo save. But like the RNG in that version is weird too. Like, I'm rolling around at level 10 and I keep seeing the same like garbage encounters that give like nothing good for XP. There's no good treasure. I'm not finding like any good treasure down there. And then out of nowhere, I'll get hit with like this mob that's like a bunch of creatures that have breath attacks. They'll hit me with a surprise round, kill everybody before I can do anything. It's like it's either one thief who runs away or like instant death. So then I had to build a rescue squad and they died before they even got to the original bodies. So I made another rescue squad and they died. Then I made another rescue squad. They didn't even get past the elevator. They walked in and got surprised by a bunch of dire bears that paralyzed them all, which is the same as being dead. And then I had to send, so finally I was down to like 2 guys. I'm like, I hope this works. We're able to get in and like dig the bodies out of the first group and like slowly bring people back. I finally got the original group back out. Now there's just a bunch of dead backup characters littering the dungeon that I'm just not going to get back. But that was so aggravating. I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe they all died. Now I've got to, the problem is that's the only good place to get experience, but only if the encounters are good. Because I've got a mage that I need 1 more level on to get Tilt-A-Wait, and I need like 100,000 plus experience, and it's like I'm not gonna get that fighting these things that give me 200 experience. There's also a dragon in that version that you can go refight over and over again that gives you better treasure than anything I fought on level 10 sometimes, but it gets old. But I'm probably gonna go back to that because if I finish this version, the remake, and the Super Famicom version, and I never see like any of like the really high-end swords or the thief dagger or anything like that, if I don't see him in any of those versions, I'm gonna be very disappointed. I can live with not seeing him in 1 run through, but in multiple run throughs, like, need something good there. Need something juicy. Curious that I got kind of in the game in your test. Oh, are you talking about wizardry? You're still alive in wizardry, Judd. Your character's still around. The bishop in the remake, which was like I just used whatever pre-named characters. That guy died. But that's a whole different game. But yeah, he didn't come back. He got turned to ash, and that was the end of him. So now I have like a bishop back in town that I roll everything through, which is just dragging it out. The one thing like the remake does, it's an option you can turn on where you can recruit people in town. So instead of starting a new character, you can just buy a pre-leveled character. They're just garbage. They're always terrible. Like their stats are bad, their hit points are bad. I have like 2 fighters that are like level 13 and they haven't even broken like 80 hit points. I'm looking at the damage output, like none of the numbers seem right. I don't know what's up with the remake version. it just is so much slower. Which you don't want when you have to grind a lot. You want to be able to like rip through fights. Yeah, I don't know. If they do give the same treatment to the other two versions, I don't think I'll tap in for it. I don't regret buying it, but like I'm not gonna go for more. It's a hard recommend, because I feel like if you enjoy that kind of game, you should just play the older versions that already exist and not play this. Because I think it's they put like a fresh coat of paint on it, but like it's kind of like Minecraft, where you would have like high resolution textures in Minecraft, but everything is still a cube, and it just looks weird and wrong to me. That's how I feel about the graphic update for Wizardry. But that's how I've been spending my evenings the last hour before I sleep for the evening. That all happened to me last night. It took like 2 hours to fix that situation. So I lost a little bit of sleep. Oh, it was rough. Just a reminder, I won't be back on Friday. I don't think I will be around tomorrow either. So I won't be back after today until Sunday. I have an appointment on Friday. I'm going to spend tomorrow trying to get caught up with some other stuff, some cleaning stuff, because things keep coming up on the weekend. Throwing it all out the window. See night cleaner Carl. Which one? What do you mean, Flash? Then in the evening? No, I mean the night cleaners pretty much leave me alone. I don't sleep in the building, so they're not in my cave. Thankfully. I should look at your appointment. It's for my dad, which he hates these. So my father has glaucoma, and he's lost a great deal of his vision, and there's no reversing that. Like, the damage is done. But we have to Batman on Friday. No, I'm not here on Friday. I have an appointment on Friday. I have to take him to his eye doctor. And they check like the pressures and, scan his eyes and make sure it's not getting worse. And it's important to do that so he holds on to what vision he does have left. And every time he asks them the same question, or tries to describe symptoms he thinks will convince them that it's something they can fix. All right, which it isn't. It's nerve damage. There's currently no way to reverse that. And then when we leave, he's like, they never tell me anything. Like, no, they explain every time, like, what's going on with your eyes and what's happening. So, but he does not like to go. He doesn't like to go. He doesn't want to leave the house at all much anymore. His feet are causing. He's got bunions. My dad's got a lot of problems. That's why it needs a lot of help. What's up, man? What's up, Inochi? Gotta put medicine in my eye every night because I got the same eye on them. Yeah. Make sure, like, if you've ever been diagnosed with it, or if you have a family history of glaucoma, make sure you get your eyes checked every year. Make sure you let them know you have a history of glaucoma and get the pressure checked. Because once the damage sets in, that's it. No, in the house either. Yeah, doctor can't fix it, only slow it down. Nope. So it's very important you monitor the pressure on that stuff and get it checked regularly, and be aware of any changes in your vision. When it gets extreme, I mean, they can do stuff to relieve pressure, but like, that's the most important part. You have to get the pressure out before the damage is done. There's plenty of like trials. You also gotta watch out, because like a few years ago there was a scammer who was claiming to have some treatment, some like stem cell treatment for glaucoma, but it was just a scam, and they were just blinding people. which is constantly like, every time my dad's like, I saw this thing on TV, I'm like, please God, no. I understand where he's coming from, because like, you get hit with something like that, like you really want you don't want to hear the news like there's no fixing it. You want them to fix it. That's heartless. Yeah, that was down in Florida, I think. Yeah, I mean there is no limit to human greed and cruelty. The guy in there was being charged with medical fraud. Yeah, there's a lot of that, unfortunately. But unfortunately, one of the problems with when you hear about this from like the legislative side of things, like there's too much Medicare fraud. Therefore, we should stop paying for people's health care. And like, no, don't make it worse for the people. The people getting scammed weren't getting anything out of that. They were getting scammed too. Don't you where? I don't know where. What's up, Gino World? He was here for a second. Young teeth guy. Thought he was on hiatus. As far as I know, he still is. But I mean, he can still pop in. Comment got removed. It didn't get. He retracted the comment. But the comment was just like the cat in the box, which is like the lurk symbol. So he's lurking. What was his indication? I mean, when I'm on like break and stuff, I still pop into people's chats. That's the thing. Let's roll over the game screen while we're sitting here. This is where we left last time. I did some walking around. I don't know what I'm doing with this tracker. Gotta say hi to the homies. Exactly. I wish I was able to do that more frequently. Like I miss a lot of people's streams. I get pretty wrapped up with stuff. A lot of times I'll go watch the streams and I just don't say anything. I just won't say anything at all. I'll just be there secretly. So we're getting notices on this tracker in a couple places. Detect potentially harmful radiation. So I think we need the goggles. The Radivision goggles. I don't remember seeing them anywhere. I thought they would be in here somewhere. Oh, they're there. They've been here the whole time. Okay. Here? Is there a voice that said here? I think of a plush doll. Where's our marketable Anadelna plushie? I don't know how hard it is to pull. I've seen like other VTubers have those. And I'm like, I know they're not manufacturing them themselves. And they're small enough that it's like, there's got to be some service that does this. There's got to be some there's got to be some place that I'll have to look up where the last one went. You like makeshift something, you need a certain amount of pre-orders. Okay. I think makeshift was where I'll have to see. I ordered one for a VTuber not too long ago. I don't remember where it was. The innocents mean well, useless pieces, useless pawns with electric gifts. They think they know, useless pieces thrown away. Are there some letters are capitalized? Doesn't matter. Is this going to be like going nowhere? Rocket plushie, which nice, makes me feel bad when they end up at Goodwill or landfill. Makes me think of Toy Story. I felt like that when I was younger. I had a lot of stuffed animals, and even after I got older, I was like, I don't want to just like get rid of them because like, what if? I know they're not alive, but but I still feel bad. It's not even like an attachment like I would miss them. I would feel bad. Looks like you need 200 pre-orders. That would be the push right there. I don't think I can get that now. Maybe at 2K subs. Yeah, because I'm likening that to like the sub goal thing. Because like you probably do need like a much higher reach than that. Ever play the Sega Genesis or SNES Toy Story game? I might check it out at some point. I'll put it down. I would. Now I'm curious what the difference is between the Genesis and SNES version. Sometimes when you go back to that era, sometimes it's just the same game ported and like graphics and music is different. But sometimes like they're made by two different companies and they're completely different games. Like I want to say Shadowrun on Super Nintendo is completely different from Shadowrun on the Sega Genesis. Okay, I'm take note of the capitalized letters here to see if there's some kind of coded message. Oh shit, different tiles, different. Yeah, it was a different world back then. Can't believe she's already. Who? What are you talking about, Brandmo? What are you talking about? That's a very worrying message. Gino with the like button might make you smile. I appreciate that, Gino. I'm gonna pin that message. SNES version Shadowrun completely different. Yeah, I remember somebody was telling me about it, and a copy came through a store I was working at for the Super Nintendo, and I picked it up, and I was playing it, and I'm like, this isn't really what they described. And they came over, and they're like, what are you playing? I'm like, Shadowrun. You told me about it. Like, this isn't Shadowrun, because he'd played the Genesis version. Like, oh, I see. Right, TINCTWULP. Let me Alt-Tab. TINCTWULP. I see an E in the lower section here. EIYKW. Regular U. ETNA. It could be absolutely nothing. Have you watched more about the Steam Machine? No, I already saw everything I needed to see about it. It's too expensive. Even before this, I mean, because like the specs were known to a clear enough degree when they announced it that anyone who's interested should have had a good idea of like spec wise what they were getting into, and that cost was the big thing. If it had been like $800, I could see it. I wouldn't be buying it, but I could see that being a value proposition for some people. But at the price it currently is now, no. Too much. What's up, Utter Chaos? 750 would have been okay. 750, 800 doesn't even come with a controller. No, but I mean, what gaming PC does? Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, you have to keep in mind the price. Well, you don't have to. You're a consumer. You can do whatever you want. A lot of the price hike is because prices of everything electronic went up massively. So there's a lot of it out of their control there. But yeah, it's too much. It's too much for a PC. Don't have to buy a $100 controller either. No. So it's not worth it. It's the price where it's at is way too much money. You could spend that money and just get a regular computer that's easier to upgrade or repair. You could get something comparable. You could get something probably a little bit better. Although I would argue that at the level that it's at, like, it just depends on what you want. I'm going to get a Steam Machine. I hope you enjoy it. It's it's too much money for the spec for me. Novelty if you want to avoid. I mean, it has its usage. Like I said, 750, 800, somewhere within that range. A nice prepackaged set-top box with decent support is not bad. Is not bad. $1,500? That's too much. It's too much. There's other options. Use my Steam Deck like a Steam machine. Well, that's where I'm at. Like if I want that experience, I have a dock for the Steam Deck, and I would just use that. But I usually don't. But yeah, it's when they announced it and they talked about what it was there, like there's already a decent amount of information about what it was going to be spec wise, and it wasn't going to be like a 4K machine. It wasn't going to be super high end. But a lot of that too is like Steam seems basing on their hardware surveys. Like they know what people using Steam are running. And so they can build a machine that's like, yeah, this is targeting like a large percentage of people using Steam because like this is the kind of hardware level they're at. Not everyone's got a 5080. And not everybody needs that. But it's the same one, like there's so many games with such a wide range of requirements on Steam. And anytime I'd see something come up for the Steam machine, it was like, but how does it run the newest, most power-hungry AAA game? And I'm like, who cares? Who cares? I understand people do care, but like, I don't care how it runs Cyberpunk. I care how it runs like weird little indie card game. Because that's what I'm going to do on it. I don't want to play Cyberpunk in a handheld. All right, let's see if I can solve anything with this code here. I don't think this is, I mean, I don't know, like going off of the code it was before, this doesn't line up to anything. Boop. Boop. Okay, I mean, this, even backwards, this isn't it. That's got to be, I thought for sure this was going to be, you know what I'm saying? Like, anytime you have, like, weird, specific, TINCT, like, weird, specific, like, capitalized letters, it seems like there's a code. It doesn't seem to be the case now. It doesn't seem to be the case for this. It's always crazy to me. People would play something like Kingdom Come on the Steam Deck, thinking you'd be able to see the pixels. Yeah, I just like... I feel like there is a weird matchup. Okay. Now I got these goggles. Was there ever anything here? I think there may have been something on the table. We got to go look. I know in the kitchen. Let's go downstairs. In the dining room. That's been like a thorn in my side for a while now. And this meter goes off in there. So that's what I'm looking for. Places where this meter's going off. It's kind of going off in here somewhere. But where? Mineral electrical quality positive. Let's get in here. Let's get in that dining room again. What's up, Reeve? How you doing? Trying to solve this mystery. Oh, I saw something in there. All right. This table. We can look under it. Within 2 meters. I can't. Okay. Here. Okay.
So, why exactly do you want to see me? Your note was, how can I put it, quite cryptic, Miss Fly.
I'm not the only one who reads those filthy newspapers, you know. Someone else will notice.
Notice what?
Your little secret, my dear. You have been busy, haven't you?
Mm-hmm.
More wine?
I take it you want some sort of deal. A cut, as it were. And I would want a guarantee in return.
I knew we could work this out.
Pour away, Miss Fly.
Okay. I mean, that was really like nothing new.
So, why exactly do you want to see me?
Okay. We already knew that just based on the notes that they had.
Look at my kitchen, it's filthy. Frank would be ashamed.
And they're within 2 meters. Is it here?
As time goes by.
Okay, maybe there's nothing here then. I don't just because I see that meter ticking off, but maybe it's not. Maybe it's not enough. All right. Doesn't really answer where it is. We can go to her room. Was it 1E, 1F? Oh, it's a cryptic bed. Okay. Not sure what I'm looking at. Darkness sure is patient. Yeah. I'm surprised they haven't eaten us yet. What do we got here? Green, blue, purple, brown? Okay. If that's something. Because there was like, they had this whole thing about making a like bed cover. And I think this was the square indicated. Okay. I don't know what the purpose of that was, but didn't like that. Weirdly. Nothing in here. I think it's just like those symbols, maybe, that he's got on his bed sheet that like, I don't know what their purpose is. Oh, now we have to get goggles. They're just going to tell us like, Okay. I don't know what that does for me. Okay. It's beds. Okay. Now I'm just like, I just got to go back through every area I've been through already.
Get out of my room.
This room is ghastly. Why did I ever come here?
Oh, here. Oh, down here.
So, you found my little secret.
Money! We're loaded. Dear Miss Grabble. Scrabble. I do hope you're enjoying your stay here in the hotel and that Edith is making you as comfortable as possible. Could I ask a small favor of you? Would you look after the scrap of paper for me? Very strange, I know, but I don't have time to explain right now. Hide it in a safe place or on your very person. Frennick. Frennick. Didn't we hear Frennick before? I think I had that in my notes. Grable. I think he said, did he mention, because I had that written down, but I guess I didn't have the symbol. Okay. It's like a square with a cross thing. Okay. All right. Well, we finally found her stash. Can I pocket that money, or does the money not exist? Is it only ghost money? Oh, I guess. Jeez. All right then. I'm still not sure what the purpose of this is.
This room is ghastly. Why did I ever come here?
Just to hear that line. Very weird. Ectoplasmic money. It could be. It could be. Let's go upstairs. Is there anything to see here? I don't think so. No, it is not Prima. Okay. I think if there was something in here, I think we already got it. There's pictures there. All right. Let's get out of here. Where's his room? Where's yeah, we already did this. Let's go to the next floor. Portugal. For protection of that painting. It's King Richard. I think it's just to hear her say something to confirm it's her room, maybe. I'm not entirely certain. Okay, we got puzzles there. Well, his painting has like a weird glow to it. This is where we found that bird note, and then that had a symbol on it. No, we were just in here. We got this one already. Oh, there is. Let me go back. Within 2 meters. I mean, I'm pretty sure I've already gotten what I need to out of this. Positive quality, eh?
5 NES.
And this was... Got some legends and stuff out of here. I don't know if there was anything else in here. I didn't see it, but I don't see anything in there now. All right, he had the slides here. Okay. And this thing, but it doesn't have the order they appear in. So, okay, from the top. Go through these, okay. Ah. Wow, the circle with the cross. That's 5. Mortem. Okay, make a note of this. Okay. Not that. Get back in there. Great. Okay, we already read that. Okay. We didn't have that mortem information before, so that's new. Okay, that's just a clue for us. And we got the thing here. It's just the bathroom. We got something there. We're up in the attic. Where are you going? Let's go back to the back to the garage. I'm not picking that up. Oh wait, I gotta go back this way, don't I? Go back down in that cave and take note of that stuff. Nope, too far. Go. Okay, nothing that way. Okay, let's take a look at this. The top one. Make a note here. Do I have anything that looks like that? No, don't know what that is. Just gonna note what these things are. Second one is triangle with a hand. Is what I will call it. Also don't know what that one is called. Third T with an S. I think I have that. Oliviac, according to my notes. Square with a cross under it. That's Phrenic. Cipher Bill, yeah. that is pretty much him, right? This is his triangle. It's got some limbs. Fancy 4. It's Morcana. Pi with an H. Pi with an H is Tima. So what I wrote down, this is Malice. And the description wrote down, it looks like an asterisk with 2 balls. You can draw your own conclusion. What do you think it looks like? I know he said some of them got destroyed. So maybe the one I don't, there's 2 that I don't have a name for. Although one of them we saw outside. Maybe I just need to get that thing dialed in properly. This is I think I wrote this down. Larsis. I wrote down it looks like cat dog. It's like 2 heads, like a head on either end, like cat dog. It made sense to me. Circle with the 2 crosses. O-class. O-class. Circle with cross and top and bottom. If it doesn't make me like note this stuff, if I get to wherever I'm going and it just does it for me, I'm gonna be upset. Blast from the cast, cat dog. I enjoyed cat dog, but this is very disturbing to think about. This is a circle with a cross, which is the one we just found, Mortem. Up arrow. Equal sign, Ixiam. That's what I've written down. And the last one. Right, because that was that one. Oh, it's a 4 with a cross, but that's not the fancy 4. That's different from the fancy 4. I don't think I wrote down 4 with a cross. So there's 3 I don't know the names of, but they may have been consumed. All right, let's get out of here. Within 5 meters. Then 2 meters is there. Within 2 meters. Is there something here? I don't think there's any further for us to go. Maybe there's nothing to see with the radiation goggles. All right, I'm just going to get out of here. We got to go. We got to get out of here. Yeah, we're seeing some radiation. I think this is just, there was a thing up here for us to get, like the tools. Yeah. Nothing else. Okay. Let's try this thing again. What are the numbers on it? 2 271632. And we couldn't quite get it before. Yeah, we kind of get it, but it's not like exact. It's as close as it gets, but we do see it. I don't know if we have to get exactly on it. I don't imagine we do, because we do get this. So I can see the symbol somewhere. It's around somewhere. Like around there somewhere. But what exactly that means, I do not know. This is just where we found this thing, I think. Okay. All right. I don't know what the... Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm just looking at my notes here. So that triangle with a hand is probably cars. Because that was like the word that popped into our brother's head. So it leaves two. Okay, so this is not doing what I thought I was gonna do. Let's go back to we're just going in circles here. Where's the astronomer's room? I don't quite understand what like the bed symbol thing there. I don't really look at those. Was that guy on the second floor? That would kind of make sense. Right? He's on the second floor. Look at this. This is nothing. I was just here, dummy. Dummy! And then that was just, yeah, okay. All right, second floor we go. I think there were ones that I might have seen but not written down. The name. Table 2, okay. So that's part of that clue. That's probably all this room was just a clue for that. I swear, it feels like I should be able to get this thing out of here, right? There's like a little slip, but I cannot grab it. Do you remember where we're at? I know like offhand where the stuff was, and I wrote down like people's names, which is probably not like the best.
What a strange clock. It's got buttons on it.
All right, 4. That's the fancy 4. It looks like 24.
You're very nosy, aren't you? Poking around in other people's things. What a strange clock. It's got buttons on it.
Now, I wrote down... in 2 meters. Okay. I think it must have been a letter or something that we read. Because I wrote down it was a fancy 4. It was Morcana. This flight. We got that information from somewhere. Now I don't remember where. I saw something flying by. Darkness. Okay, this symbol. Should write down. One, 2. Five. Okay, I wrote that down.
I'm not too sure why George gave me this. It was a bag of nerves at the time. It's written on vellum, you know. Do you know what that is? It's skin. Animal skin, we can hope.
And what was the name of the constellation? There's Raka. Okay, so fourth across. That's Rocka. Rockarola. Okay. So I'm just missing that last symbol. Okay. I may be missing more than that. I don't know. There we go. That's right. Bum, 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 bum. Let's see. I know it's one. There we go. Okay, there's the one. Lusa. Okay. Oh, thank God it was written down here. I'm like, I was sweating it like, where am I going to find this now? Or we got them all now. We got them all. Remember when those people visited your school, teach you about the stars, person was protesting them, saying those teachers about demons. I mean, to a certain subset of people, weirdly, like any kind of knowledge is evil, which should tell you something about what their thought process is. If like any knowledge or information about the way the world works is evil, then that means the only good thing that they can advocate for is ignorance. Then that's not a really great ideal to follow, I don't think. What a gray air dome in our gym inside was the stars of the galaxy. I never saw that. We never had that when I was young. That sounds very cool. I never did a lot with that in school. I know a couple of the constellations and a couple stars that I can spot just in the night sky. And I feel like really smart, but I know if I was ever lost at sea, I would never be able to find my way home with that. So how smart is that? All right, we can get in there. Let's save. What are we on now? 9. All right, in we go. Into the depths. There's the thing we need the crank for. Crank it. Secrets.
Nigel, what have you done? God, what have we done?
Ah. What have we done? Oh boy. Brown? I think it was what was on his bed sheet. Okay, was it? There we go. In order. Green, blue, purple, brown. Okay. That was the bed. That was on there. You. Hey, there's a fancy symbol here. Some fancy writing. This looks like suspicious right there, does it not? I don't know. Maybe it's just because how often when you're building, don't you usually like alternate the bricks? When there's a straight up and down line like that in a wall, it makes me think like there's a dunes of transpiring. Oh. Is that water? Wind. Fire. Look what. It's wind. Didn't make note of this. We had that image that was like, here's the order of the elements, but it was like pictures. Let's see. Okay. That was fire. I had like fire, earth. I wasn't sure. Wind and water. It didn't sound like earth. I don't know what that was supposed to be. Oh, a book. More reading. I was spelled sissy. Not suspicious, it's sus. Nobody saw me enter, and perhaps nobody will see me leave. I almost ran into Vernie in the hall. I wish that I could share my fears. Oh, like tell him, not like, I have such fears to show you. I can see them. The poor souls, trapped souls. It has them trapped in stone. I can see many faces through the mist of this final aura. I am close to solving it. The ancients have left me teasing clues. They decorate the walls. As time passes, a strange, almost electric power flows through them. What is it? What is it? I cannot let these thoughts cloud my mind. I have but one purpose this night. I have practiced the reading over and over and over. It vibrates in my mind. All 12 lyrics are twisting and turning, entwining themselves with my doubts and fears. They strengthen my will, but destroy my mind. Who were these creatures? I presume them to be of humankind, but the various depictions that grace the chamber's walls are strange. Are they of our species, or are they a race from beyond my mere imagination? Like Oompa Loompas. Why did they leave this thing here? Is it a weapon? A lot of questions. You said about fears. That was exactly it, Jeremy. I just replaced sights with fears. I do enjoy Hellraiser quite a bit. It flows throughout, through mud, wood, and stone. I dare not touch it. What power is this? There are many of the symbols here. Some I recognize, others are new. A language, a long-forgotten dialect? Even now, when so close, I cannot help my curiosity. Ice cold, I touch the wall. Ah, I shouldn't have touched it. Symbols appeared upon its surface. I feel no sense of wonder. White circles play within my mind, icing over and freezing life. Many stone tablets littered in this chamber. The power flows through those too. It is the darkness, its true form, leaking into the fabric of our world like a serpent's poison. It's not really poison. It's venom. Not poison, venomous. There's a difference. Look it up. For Power of Hellraiser, Hellraiser said, "I'm here to raise some hell. I'm here to raise some hell. I came to raise hell and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of bubblegum." Then he took off on his motorcycle made of chains, which sounds cool, but really doesn't work that well. And about a mile down the road, and the whole thing just fell apart. I've been studying the brickwork and structure of this chamber. The materials would suggest that it was built millennia ago. Really? I guess I'm no archaeologist. They just like bricks to me. But there is quite advanced metalwork. An effective door mechanism seals the entrance. I have come to the conclusion that this chamber has been in use and altered over a number of centuries. I brought a lamp down with me. I would not venture into this place without some illumination. Good thing I got a lamp. I noticed a metallic bracket on one of the columns. This suggests to me that the chamber had regular visitors. Perhaps it is some sort of shrine. What, because you could hang your lantern there? That could have been for anything, man. Like, that's terrible. Perhaps it is some sort of shrine or temple. With the dark fall, he said the thing again. As their god, I fear I will never know the answers to these questions. Though I did find a reference during research that Dorset has some connection with Viking myth. Odin. Supposedly there's a standing stone called the Hellstone in Portishead. Portishead? I miss Portishead. So named after the creature that Odin appointed to preside over the realms of the dead. Oh, well, come on now. Is Hell or Hela, is that really like, you don't really gotta call her a creature. That's kind of harsh, isn't it? Perhaps this site is connected. If so, I fear that this guardian gave up watching over the dead and has acquired a taste for the living. I'm tired of guarding this graveyard. I'm gonna eat people now. That's the normal progression. That's a normal career progression. Night watchman of a cemetery to flesh-eating ghoul. It happens all the time. It's a risk of the profession. Horror's game would be amazing. I mean, they've got the FPS coming out. I would rather see a different sort of game, but I'll still check it out. Hell, just has some skin problems. Yeah. Loki gets down to freaky stuff. I wouldn't want to hang with Loki. Like, this whole horse thing. I'm not. I can't abide by that. What's up, Deku? How's it going? People gotta eat too. Man's gotta eat. Man's gotta eat. And if the cemetery's not gonna pay enough, you're just gonna have to resort to finding your own food. You know what I mean? I got some frustrating stuff there. I listened to some dulcet tones of Jum. I do enjoy. I'm reading a lengthy dissertation on evil here. I hear the souls whispering. They are calling to me. Even as I crouch in the dark and hope for invisibility, I know that they sense my being, watching me through blind, cold, dry eyes. Eyes of stone. All these years I have feared them and tried to capture them on film or in words. Now I know their purpose. They are sustenance for the darkness, feeding it anguish, fear, loneliness, and all other godless emotions. I pity them. No, I grieve for them. A restless death is too hellish to perceive. I must act now. Perhaps I can free them of this eternal hell. It is no use. I cannot bring myself to tread these last few steps. I am a coward. Now that I am here with all in place, I am torn with nerves. Is this natural, or is it my foe influencing my mind as it has done for so long now? It has been feeding on me. Time for this to stop! Before I lose my mind completely and become clouded in shadows. I wish I had brought some of the binding symbols with me. I am sure it would have promoted courage at this time. You're hooked on these symbols, man. It's like the cool S people draw, like the lightning bolt S thing, right? People draw that symbol. It's not going to protect you. It's nothing special. No, yeah, 20 minutes in the last couple streams. Do you still have that little dead urchin in your head? No, he left almost immediately. And we've talked to a couple other ghosts as we wandered around. I also found some money, but it wouldn't let me take it, which is a bummer. It could have just been ghost money too. Listen to your body and it tells you to run. If I listened to that, I would just be running constantly. I would never get anything done. Sometimes your body messes up. Your body's like, you should be afraid. And I'm like, why? I'm just picking up the mail. I guess you just got to learn for yourself, but like, don't always just blindly trust whatever your body says. Your body don't know. Human body's real damn stupid. Human body don't know nothing. My eyes water and my stomach churns as if at sea in storm. A new assault. A putrid stench drifts from the last doorway. It is the scent of the long dead thousands. I can see the dark fall. I can see it. no longer hidden in shadow or playing within the dark corners of the mind. It is unearthly and unnatural. There is no place for this abomination in our world. It's probably just going to look like a guy. A guy with like a jumpsuit from like the 80s that just, you know what I'm saying? It's just going to look not that bad. I don't know. We may not even actually see it. Frustrating stuff's why they pay the big bucks. I hope it is not too frustrating. I hope we're able to clear it soon enough to a satisfactory degree. Oh God, I don't know what I'm scared of, but I'm running. Yeah, it's, if I listen to that, like I wouldn't be able to leave the house. I have to battle that like pretty much nonstop. Now I hear it, a rhythmic pulse. It echoes through the air. I fear the others will hear it. Perhaps they will come see. Finding me here, it will consume them as it has consumed the others. I must rid us of this darkness now. Like those who have passed before me, I go forth and read the lyrics. I can end this now. No more shall suffer. The feeding is over. Except he didn't really resolve it. It doesn't seem like. Oh, now what? Oh wait, there was another thing with the stuff on it. Oh boy. Man, I don't think I got nothing in my notes about this. I remember seeing the little guy, but like, I don't know if I wrote it down. Is that like another sheet? Well, I saw him down here. I'll draw this chat one more time. Gino's icon was the first one in only several years. So Gino had the big schnoz and grumpy eyes, a little wood boy with curly hair. Yeah, no, he's a little wooden puppet boy. All right, how do I? Okay. All right, give me one more time. Was it like? Nope. Nope. Anything on this side? Oh, here we go. Okay. All right. Oh God. This is awful. Emily, listen to a hillbilly jug blowing. Oh, I gotta match these notes up. Okay. Okay. All right. From the top one. Okay, and that's like poof. Brr. Okay. All right. Every time I'm like, I got it. I go back like, no, I don't got it. All right, where does that one fit in? Top one. What's the bottom one? What's the problem? Have to play it twice? Oh, maybe. Okay. Finally, okay. I had those last two mixed up. You can't blame me. It's just like who. You figure it out. Is it the short or is it the long? It's like trying to write down the lyrics to a Fat Boys song. Trying to write down the lyrics for beatboxing. How do you transcribe? Oh, they're puking. Oh, I gotta type this stuff here. Cool. Okay. All right. Let me pull this up here. All right. Get back in here. All right. Does it have to be capitalized? I don't think so. Lusa. Does it know? Do I type it all one thing? I guess. Say. All right, Lusa Cars. Oliviac. Maybe this is wrong. Frenic. Morcana. Tima. Malice. Larsus. Ocas. Mortem. Ixiom. Raka. Okay. Wait, why did it go like something? Did something happen with this? All right. More Tim. Ixiom. Okay. All right. maybe I'm wrong. Larsus. Oh, I gotta do it one at a time. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. Great. Wonderful. Mm-hmm. Okay. Rocco's Modern Life. Oh. Is it doing to transpire now? Uh-oh. Oh, they're gone.
Good evening.
Oh, hey.
Betty's staying here tonight.
It's all the dead people.
You did it. I knew you could. I can go home now. Well, you know what I mean. Me dad is dead and buried. Perhaps he'll be waiting for me. With me mum as well.
Probably.
You stopped the dark fall spreading. It's trapped again, where it belongs.
Cool.
You may as well leave too. There's nothing here for you now. Time you had a rest, I think. One last thing though. Things don't have to turn out as they did. You'll find out what I mean soon. Bye.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Message 1.
Hello, it's me, your brother. I've got something important to tell you. Well, I'll have to tell you now. I've completely forgotten.
Oh?
Well, it can't have been that important after all. Well, I'm going to be back in a couple of days anyway. The station and hotel redevelopment for the Crabtree Estate's gone, well, better than planned. No surprises. When I get back, I think I owe you a drink or two.
Oh.
Haven't seen you for a while. Been neglecting you. Okay, I'll see you when I get back. Bye.
We altered the course of history. Or we're just dead. That wasn't bad. That wasn't bad. I think the same thing happened in that happened in like other adventure games, like the Barrow Hill games, where like there's something I was supposed to find earlier that I didn't, and I just wandered around blindly for too long. I probably could have finished this last time if I'd gone a little bit. I would have finished this earlier if I'd found those goggles. Because I want to say those goggles only led me to one thing. But I think no, that wasn't. I had other stuff written down, and then there's like a second place you could see it. But yeah. I'm dead. I've always been dead. You never had a brother. You just need old Deku to join. That's right. You need to bring that old Deku magic. Turn on the TV. What if the spell is real? There's no such thing as magic. And certainly, like, not these hokey magic words. Like, the words themselves do not have the power. Your belief might. But, like, yeah, there's not a jumble of, like, syllables you can produce that will make something happen. Okay, it's gone. It's one of those games. It's just like, I'm closed. I'm done. We're done with it. Well, that was The Dark Path. Or not Dark Fall. I did it again. I keep doing it. Well, you know that game that we played, Dark Path, the Dark Path. I keep calling it that. It's Dark Fall. Dark Fall. He said it like several times within the game. All right, there's multiple of these games. Let's see here. Followed by 3 further Darkfall games. Darkfall 2, Lights Out. Darkfall Lost Souls. Darkfall Ghost Vigil tells a new story. Reflects game elements from the Darkfall. The journal also connecting the Lost Crown. When did the Lost Crown start coming out? I don't know why Ghost Vigil doesn't have a page here. Lost Crown, a ghost hunting adventure. That is from 2008. Also from Jonathan Boakes, author of Darkfall, the journal, and Darkfall 2, Lights Out. Scream 5000 Adventures of Nigel Danvers as he experiences the paranormal in his quest to find the fabled Lost Crown. Wait, Nigel Danvers is the ghost hunter in this one. So did Nigel Danvers not die? Then is Nigel Danvers alive now? Because I assume the ghost hunters also didn't get gobbled up by the darkness if we stopped it. If we had to do the same other thing, drive through a town called Crocker or something, I call it Buttersville. Pretty associated with Country Crock. Oh my gosh. Gotta go through Butterville. Lights Out. So it looks like the Lost Crown came out in 2008. Oh, I don't know. So 2004, Darkfall 2 Lights Out. 2009 was Lost Souls. Also in Dorset. Interesting. All right, what do I have this? I do. I'm not going to jump to it right away, but I will come back. There's a series. Somebody recommended this to me a while ago, and I picked one of them up, and then the rest of them came up on sale. So I got the rest of them. Do I have Lost Crown? I think I might have Lost Crown on GOG. Nope, I have the Lost Crown. I have the first one anyway. Okay. Let me see. We can. Oh. There's no audio here. There we go. I just picked right up. Like this, what would you call them? Point and click adventure, maybe. I think like Myst, I think they because that's something a lot of them called. Like it's like Myst. When they're like the first person view, it's like a little bit different. I think point and click covers that probably, but I don't know if it's got like an official name. This one, oh, it's got a director's cut. This is also like the capture is very weird here. Fix this. I'm not gonna get like deep into this here. There we go. The perfect fit. What do they call these? They just call these an adventure game. First person adventure. First person adventure. I like that. Because even though you are like pointing and clicking, point and click is like usually like side scroll. It doesn't have to be though. That's the weird thing with genres and genre convention, like naming conventions, that like a lot of the stuff isn't gonna line up 100% of the time. There's a lot of debate over role-playing games that I see come up, which always cracks me up because people will like talking about role-playing games and someone will call some game a role-playing game and someone will say, no, it's not. That's not a role-playing game. Like, what do you mean? And then they'll start defining what a role-playing game, what an RPG is. But they're defining it specifically as a way to form a definition that game won't fit in. And which gets you in weird situations, right? Like if it has, there's no level up system. Okay, but there are some RPGs that don't have that, but are still considered RPGs. Well, you don't get to rename your character. I'm sorry, no, that's not part of it. Well, you're not making a character. You're just playing a pre-made character. Oh, so Chrono Trigger? Is that an RPG? Well, no, that is. Okay, well, you don't have stats. Well, you do. You just don't see them. Even in Final Fantasy, you don't see all of your stats. Like, it's all kind of stuff, and it really just comes down to like genre's just like shorthand. It's not that strict. You don't have to be that strict about it. The King's Quest, old LucasArts games. Yeah, so like those would be like what I would consider like the point and click ones. And there are some, like, I think the first Laura Bow game is considered a point and click, even though you're mostly typing. Although I read that the second one, which I was going to play this week, we may still play that. Well, no, not this week. We may start that next week. I read that the second one doesn't use the text interpreter. It just switches to like, what do they call, icon based? I'm interested. I am interested in this. Well, let's just look at this real quick. We'll see. It may just be a short stream today. I'm sure Arthur would enjoy that. Do I play? Oh no, it is just, that's not a separate option. This is the director's cut. 1912. We just start out with the lantern. Yes. I'm on a boat. Or are we on a boat? No, you couldn't just have all this crap on a boat, just like unsecured like that. This seems very dangerous. Maybe, are we on a boat or are we on the dock? We might be on a dock here. The original, look at this photograph. Stuff. Yep. Lots of stuff. What's up, Joshua? How's it going? Benjamin Parker. Skye House today, Western Isle, Scotland. What's in the box? Is that me grog? Ye old England. Eating ice cream, if I know it's that good for me. That's what makes it good, because you know it's forbidden. Nice house. Interesting. Is that evil in the house there? What's going on with this? Interesting drawings. Or as somebody knocks on my door and I'm just like taking my sweet time answering it. Benjamin Parker, that's me. Wait, there was something written here. I can't see what it says. April 28th, midnight. The journey from Tade was painless and dull. Already I miss the scent of heather and prickle of gorse. I don't know what that is. Guys, what's gorse? I'm not from jolly old England. I don't know what this is. Gorse, flowering plants, thorny evergreen shrubs. Let's see. Some UK stuff. I mean, if you put it that way, like it could be a breakfast food. It could be another name for beans. It could be toast. Just having some beans and gorse. This Cornish landscape can never compare, being soft and rounded, like the limbs of a newborn. Scotland's Western Isles offered me so much more. Like this land is too soft. I miss all the thorn bushes. The landscape fallen like a corpse out Lent. I will return to Tade. Today, Tade. Toddy, hot toddy. I don't know. I don't know. It's not someone's from Toddy and they're like, you're ruining my home. Once my work here is done, that can never be too soon. Work! This is not work, just another humiliation. The academy punishes me for my dreams. Perhaps my father's behind this new trial. I smell his envious mind at work. This coastline has been mapped several times over. Why would they send me here? As a qualified cartographer of the Royal Academy, I am not prepared to devote my time to such a superfluous commission. I have already viewed the maps of this area and studied them during my journey. From one corner of the British Isles to the other, the trade window allowed only the most scant view of our fair land, but it was of little interest to me. My arrival at Plymouth was prompt and under the cover of darkness. I was collected by a salty fellow by the name of Spivvy. I did not expect a fanfare, but a pony and fish cart as transport was surprisingly basic. I am sure the gentleman who commissioned my presence here would not travel in such a fashion. I suspect it was intended as another insult, so I went to great pains to hide my feelings. Perhaps when I meet with this man tomorrow, I shall learn whether he meant to insult me. What was his name? I have the letter here somewhere. I took great pains to hide my feelings by beating Spivvy within an inch of his life. Ah, yes, a Mr. Robert de Marion. He is the local doctor, and I believe he is highly regarded in these parts. I only know this from Spivvy, my traveling companion from Plymouth. So I cannot take such information at face value. Yeah, I wouldn't trust Spivvy. What does he know? A man will say anything when you're beating him to death. I shall take a brief stroll to the harbor wall before retiring to bed. Oh, the strangest thing. A blink in the dark. I was standing on the harbor wall, staring out to sea, and there it was, the most distant light shining out into the gloom. A lighthouse! Most definitely a lighthouse. This is most strange. Why? Well, my friend, because there is no such lighthouse listed on the maps. Maybe that's why they called you to commission it, because their maps are out of date. Quit being so up on yourself, buddy. Quit being so stuck up about it. Ha! Perhaps my work here is not as worthless as I suspected. I shall inquire about the lighthouse tomorrow. I have finished unpacking my case and equipment. This hut, barely 4 walls and a roof, is not displeasing to the eye, but is in need of some care and attention. I just hope the roof holds for the duration of my stay. A note was waiting for me on the bed. It seems Mr. DeMarion would like me to join him for breakfast in the morning, or that's where they're going to eat their beans and gorse. That could be a most interesting meeting. Until then, I shall sleep. The journey has exhausted my mind, and my knuckles are bleeding from beating Spivvy to death. Outside, I can hear the lapping of clear Cornish waters against the harbor walls. It lulls me to sleep. If he actually beat Spivvy to death, I'm gonna lose my mind. I'm just joking about it, and we get out of this cutscene, and it's just a cutscene of him beating an old man to death. April 29th, dawn. Damn and blast! The dratted seagull shattered my sleep. I had the dream again. On this occasion, there was more to be seen and learnt, but my dream state was interrupted by those feathered birds. Fiends, sorry. Rats with wings. I do remember some details, but I wish for more. The stars, so bright this time, were alive, hurtling across the galaxies with the most unnatural force. I am no astronomer, but I recognized a few of the constellations. Darkness shattered by a great ball of flame. A meteor? A comet? No, it had the strangest shape, like a metal container or barrel. What the devil is it? Why does it haunt my dreams? Perhaps one day I will know. Is he dreaming about a missile? Classic tale of a ghost lighthouse, or ghost in the lighthouse. Maybe we're the ghost all along. I saw something else too. A lighthouse. My observation of last evening could have prompted this new vision, but there was so little detail. I've checked the existing maps again, and there is no mention of a lighthouse off this coast. I find this fact most suspicious. I shall dress and prepare for the day. Mr. DeMarion expects me in 3 hours. This provides a little time for me to sketch. I shall set up my easel on the harbor front and enjoy the best part of the day. My new employer cannot deny me this opportunity. It looks to be a bright spring day. The woodland birds are singing, and the sea is calm. It is time for my mind to explore and enjoy the town of Trowathan. Birds. Birds. What? What's this interlude here? Where am I? What's happening? Am I hallucinating? What is going on here? What have I happened upon? Where are we right now? It's a little crypto-looking device. Okay. Cool. Let's have some. Oh, there's just some meat dry aging on your countertop. I would enjoy an egg. There's some pasty recipes. Yeah. I don't need to know this. Cream teas. A cream tea is an indulgent version of afternoon tea. It's a treat that's as popular with tourists as it is with Britons themselves. The gentility of the event comes from the fine china and the ceremony of the tea pouring. The indulgence comes from the delicacies that go with them. To accompany their pot of tea, diners eat scones, clotted cream, and ideally homemade strawberry jam. The scone, pronounced scone. Have I been pronouncing this incorrectly all my life? The scone is a traditional form of baked bun with a sweet and crumbly texture halfway between bread and cake. Diners split their scone horizontally, then spread each half with generous helpings of jam and clotted cream. Clotted cream is a specialty of the southwest of England. The counties of Devon and Cornwall vie with each other over who makes the best, and over how to dress a scone. Devonians put the jam on top of the cream. In Cornwall, they put the cream on top of the jam. Wars have been battled over this. Men have died. Mr. Demarion, as instructed, I have gathered additional supplies for the week. I trust your guest arrived safely and enjoyed the supper I prepared. I will return at 4 o'clock to bake some pasties and begin the evening meal. May I presume there will be 2 of you dining this evening? I was able to secure some fine bacon from Jones the butcher, and will be collecting a fine fat duckling this very afternoon. Should there be any special requirements, I pray your guest is not one of those heathen vegetablearians. I would need to know upon arrival. God, I hate vegetablearians. Damn broccoli people. Watch out, the debtor's prison guys will get you. I gotta borrow all the old pounds. It's a dreamlike stare on the screen. Yeah, it's like a weird flashback. But it's weird. Are we seeing the mind of another person? Because are we Mr. Demarion? Or are we just in Mr. Demarion's home? I don't know. To be clear, I'm not talking about vegetarians. Got no beef with them. I mean, I couldn't have beef with them anyway because they're vegetarians. But I have no problem with them. It's the vegetablearians. They're different. More vicious, more militant. And largely made from broccoli through genetic experimentation. I don't want to get into it. Yes, I must also thank you for the kind words you offered young Beatrice. She has been terribly worried about James out there on that frightful lighthouse. See, they know about the lighthouse. And I do believe you put her mind at rest. For that, I must thank you, kind sir. Ah. Cheese. Stuff. More stuff. There's a little window there that goes out somewhere. Devonshire fudge from the Barrow Farm. The Fisherman's Arms is rife with gossip. The men shatter like the women folk of this town. Whatever is the world coming to? Then, of course, there's the nature of this prittle-prattle. The island! This will never do. I must put a stop to the speculation. The fools know nothing of the events unfolding out there on Fetch Rock. Hold up now. Where are... What's going on? Why is there a floppy disk in this book? The power of gross hit enemies like that green tree vegetable people. Yeah, it was. There's the broccoli people. They had to eat them. Vegetablearians force feed you broccoli and Brussels sprouts. It's the floppy of the vegetablearians. They're very advanced technologically, thanks to the genetic modifications done to them. The side up, a square card-like object is made from the most curious material. It can bend but not break, yet can be cut or scratched with the most blunt of instruments. It is remarkable. I have seen similar substances made from tree sap and molten materials, but never this smooth or so black. There is a small silvery metal disc placed in the back, which turns when a coin is inserted into it. On the front, the words Hayden Industries can be read quite clearly. Remarkable. I have searched the business directories and can find no mention of this company. Their title is quite grand, yet I can find no mention. I shall search the archives on my next visit to London. Hayden Industries. They may have the answer to the happenings at the Rock. At last, I have a lead. Are we doing time travel stuff? So this is, it doesn't look very floppy. Well, that's it, yeah. What I like, I only had like a few things on like the larger flop, and those were the smaller like floppy disks. The 5 1/4. They weren't like the 8.5-inch floppies. But I still knew one was a floppy disk, even though the term was no longer like was no longer really relevant. And now it's just progressed further where it's the save symbol, and nobody even knows what this thing is anymore. Now I have your floppy disk. I've discovered a small cavern at the base of the outer steps leading up to the lighthouse. The summer sea winds carried large waves inland, and the sandbanks were washed away. This is how I discovered my find. I've yet to venture into the gaping gash, as I had no suitable lighting on my person. Well, I do. I was also wary that Drake, Wolf, or Shaw may see me from the tower. I could see movement inside the crew room and did not wish to be discovered. Where could this tunnel lead? It intrigues me so. The tunnel was dark and led into Fetch Rock for a mere few meters. It was at this point that I discovered a rock fall prevents further exploration. Damnation! So near, but so far. I honestly believe that the tunnel held the answer to my questions. I will have to discover an alternative source of inquiry. And guys, look at these photographs. Look at these photographs. I returned to the rockfall to photograph the gash. While digging in my bag for my camera, I dropped the storm lantern, which had lit my way. It was at that moment that I heard it. A pulse. Like the devil's heartbeat itself. While I stood there, is the chilling darkness. My head began to spin. The throbbing pulse began to change. A new sound filled my head. It was a song, a rhyme, over and over again. I could not locate the source of the sound, and groped about for the cave walls. That was when the markings appeared from out of the gloom. The walls were patterned with regular and uniform decoration. It throbbed in time with the sound, and I felt this man went to a rave and got so high that he thinks he traveled backwards in time. This is just a picture of some kid with glow sticks. Okay. Well, we've stolen his floppy disk. And there's something down there. That's weird. Wow. Release me. All right, back to the book. It's like, you mean our USB? The author came back and told the government agents, I need you to give me all the info you got on the floppy disk. Just put it on a zip drive for me. Mummy is a hell of a drug. Rotate mummies or something back in the day. Yep, they ground them into powder for health benefits. With the sun now setting in the sky and my painting complete, I shall return to my bed and let my mind rest until evening time. Breakfast was an interesting occasion. The house of my commissioner is right next to this hut, and is called Reuben Cottage. Mr. DeMarion is not without intelligence, and he and I enjoyed a game of chess, accompanied by a rather fine brandy. He is both a writer and a man of science. In fact, he has a few journals and guidebooks to his name. I had no previous interest in the flora and fauna of this area, but his enthusiasm coaxed some genuine fascination. I took the opportunity to ask him, while in good spirits, about the lighthouse. I saw from the harbor. A most unhealthy look passed across his face. It was most unnerving to witness. You would believe the fellow to have heard of the death of a close friend or loved one, so strong was the reaction. I did not hide my concern, but DeMarion insisted the brandy was disagreeing with his stomach ulcer. Yeah, I mean, you probably shouldn't drink if you got ulcers. I did not believe a word of it, so I pressed the man again and asked for the name of the lighthouse in question. He immediately rose from his chair, spilling his brandy on the table, and began to proceed towards the front door. How extraordinary! but I was under the impression that he would have left me all alone without any reason for his departure. Finally, at the door, he turned and said a few words. Stay here. Make yourself at home. I will return by nightfall. Something tells me he ain't coming back. Putting a human up your nose. Ground up the dust first, all those germs. Yeah, I mean, that's just like, I have to imagine a lot of it was just like some chalk dust. They're like, because you know, if someone's like, I'll pay top dollar for mummy dust, how are they even going to confirm that it's mummy dust? Right? You could just grind up anything. You just give them wood pulp and be like, oh yeah, this came straight out of Egypt, you know. Someone's gonna be pulling that. It's just like the bathwater, man. Who would pay for bathwater? Right? You drink that bathwater? Who's gonna do that? Same thing. And then the same situation. Like they could just put any tap water in there. You would know, because if they find out there's a market for it, right? They're not gonna waste their time with like the expense of like actually producing it when they can just bottle water from anything. Same deal with the mummies. Like they can just grind up whatever, and then people are just like, I'm crazy about those mummies. I hear they got magic powers or something. I don't know. People do crazy things all the time. Oh, we eat food that's made up of ground up insects. You don't want to know some of the horrifying things that are in the foods that we eat. It would shock you. It was on sale. Jeremy, no. Oh, Jeremy, I forgot. I was just making a comparison. I wasn't trying to call anybody in here out. Just making a comparison to the phenomenon. But it stands. This unexpected event presented an opportunity to explore his home. It was all rather dull, except, and this is what I find strangest of all, there appeared to be much more to this man than meets the eye. Many of his notes and private correspondence was left lying around his living room. I am not a man to pry, but it seemed odd to be so lax with one's private dealings. Oh, I lied to you. I did have a good poke around his kitchen. It was fascinating. Ha! I wonder what secrets and lies this gentleman is hiding. Anyway, I must talk about the work. My suspicions were unfounded. I do have honest work to do. The existing maps of this coastline are dangerously inaccurate, with many ships and vessels being lost to the shifting whipside sands. This natural formation of silt and sand is in constant motion, and cannot be mapped accurately. For now, it is time to sleep. Perhaps my dream will continue. I hope so. Before I rest, I must mention something I witnessed today. vtuberEN has been collecting pebbles, shells, and other detritus from the seashore. Some of it is mounted in his home, while other items are being studied. It was one of these items I wish to mention. A stone, a smooth pebble in fact, was underneath a magnifying glass. When I looked at it closely, it shone. This was no natural luminescence. It was, well, artificial. For some strange reason, I believe this event has connections to my dream. Something is not quite right here in Trewathan. Now I must sleep. Interesting. We got some weird, like, time travel business going on here. Oh my god! Did I just hear this man vomit? I'm pretty too better. Stay off that bathwater, man. Stay off the bathwater. I can poke him. Does that do me any good? Does that do me any good to poke him? Oh boy. Here we go again with the weird text files. All right. I'm going to actually name this folder correctly now. Darkfall 2. Since I named the the folder for the first Dark Path Even my own folder organization, it's wrong. Who is knocking on your door? It must have been a ghost. Have you ever had this happen to you? This happened to me several times. Where you hear a loud banging on your door and you wake up, but there's nobody there. Like at all. It's not like you missed somebody. There was just never anybody there to begin with. It just happened in your dream. Or a ghost did it. So Greg. So Greg. Nothing is there. Welcome back, Chud. Yeah. My brother used to live in a place that he was pretty sure was haunted, and every time I slept there, I would wake up to that. I would wake up to someone pounding on the door. Down to the point where like I slept on the couch in the living room and the door was right there, and it woke me up and there was nobody there. And like, there's no time for someone to get away. There's just nobody there. I asked him about it. He's like, oh yeah, it happens all the time. I hear footsteps running around when no one's here. I'm like, oh boy. I didn't stay there again after that. Look at this fine fleshy fellow here. Ghost. It very well could have been. It could have just been, you know, imagination. Carbon monoxide, something along those lines. Could have been any such thing. It's a lovely night out on Trewarthen. What a beautiful soundscape they've painted. Nice client. Well, this is an interesting looking story. We've got a floppy disk in our possession. Some sort of time travel lighthouse island. Some mystery afoot. I'm interested in this. But I don't want to jump straight to this. This won't be the next stream. The next stream will be a different game. But we'll probably start playing this one. Continue playing this next week. We'll probably start this over. Or not. I don't know. It wasn't like too long. It was only like 20 minutes of reading through that stuff and clicking on things. But yeah, I think we're just gonna call it for today. It's a bit of a short stream today. We finished the game. I always hate that because I like to keep things separated, so I don't like to start a new game at the same time. But I'm gonna take advantage of the time to hang out with young Mr. Arthur and go to the store and maybe make something fancier for dinner tonight. Yeah, Drugfall was pretty interesting. It reminded me, it was a lot like the Barrow Hill game. Because it was also first person. The people that made Barrow Hill, like there's a connection, like they're good friends with people that made the Darkfall game. At least like Jonathan Folks and the guy who made Barrow Hill, those games, and they've done work on each other's games. They're both, I believe, involved in like the UK like ghost hunting society stuff. So it's pretty neat. I've had these games on the list for a while, so I'm getting into these. I just gotta work my brain out more to find the stuff. But I like it. I like their setup. They're pretty cool. Just have some barbecue chicken. Nothing wrong with that. That's some good stuff. Been eating a lot of chicken lately. Probably I might make some lasagna, perhaps. Some other pasta dish. Maybe some fish. We'll see. The sky's the limit. The sky's the limit. Yeah, but like I said earlier, I won't be back until Sunday. I'm not around tomorrow. On Friday, I would usually stream, but I got an appointment this Friday, so you'll be waiting. But Sunday, we're gonna get back into wizardry. We're gonna tool around level 10 a little bit, and then we're gonna try it again. We're gonna try once more to crush Wordna. Hell or high water, we're gonna finish it. We're gonna finish wizardry this Sunday. I mean, it's a stream anyway. I'll probably be obsessed with it for a while afterwards. But I'm looking forward to hopefully crushing Wordna and finally surviving the ordeal. Maybe we'll find a cool sword. I doubt it though. I feel like I'm not going to find any of those cool weapons. We're just going to make do with what we got and hope that they don't get a surprise round on us. But I did do some grinding for the backup team. So if we have to, I've got a perfectly capable backup team that can come in and sweep them out for us. I'm trying to push. Now my mother loves tuna. I haven't had like tuna helper in a while. I have tuna fish sandwiches pretty frequently though. Or is it going to be tough or easy? Yeah. It all depends. Like if you get a surprise round on him and the spell works, you can dispel all of his vampire minions and just wail on Wordna. But he has some really powerful spells, and half of the team has low enough hit points that they could die from a single attack. So it's tough. It can be very random, and I don't know. No amount of levels is gonna boost them up. Like the wizards, their hit points are just too low. I would have to rebuild them as like fighters to get some real hit points on them. I don't think that's gonna happen. Yeah, but if everybody's interested, we'll pick up Darkfall 2 next week along with some other stuff. I was gonna play an NES game. I'm still not gonna say what it was. I pushed off a little bit more because I forgot that I said I was going to play Belzerian on the 3DO. I just completely forgot about it because stuff happened and I had to cancel stuff for a while. So we're going to play Belzerian on the 3DO. We're going to check out Darkfall 2. We're going to check out the next Laura Bow mystery, the Dagger of Amun-Ra. It's a little bit different from the first one. We're going to be on those adventure games for a little bit. But there's only 2 of those. There's only 2 Laura Bow mysteries. So I got one more. So if you're not digging it, there's just like one more you got to sit through. There, and what's the Bell game? Belzerian. It's a 3DO like adventure game. It's a first person adventure game where you're like a cyborg cop in the future that occasionally has to rock'em sock'em robot with some robots and shoot stuff, and then otherwise you're just like checking out clues and solving mysteries. We didn't get super deep into it. I don't think the game is incredibly long, but it looked pretty fun. And when you transform into the cyborg, it's like a Kamen Rider, like Super Sentai transformation into a robot guy, like Space Sheriff Gavin. So I thought it was pretty neat. Which wants to go? Yeah. I played that a while ago, and I meant to come back to it like the next week, and then like some stuff went down. And I like hit through everything in chaos, which is just, that's just how things go. Every time I try to make plans, like something explodes and I'm like, ah! And I can't remember what I was doing. It all goes nuts. But sooner or later I'll get back on track, or I'll continue to spiral, hopefully in a fun and amusing way. But anyway, that'll do it for me today. I'm going to see if somebody else is live or going live here. Is Alto Nix is playing Drywall Eating Simulator. I'll copy that in there. I've never heard of this game. That sounds bizarre. Try to enjoy that. All right. Well, thank you so much for hanging out. As always, hopefully you enjoyed the Darkfall. Hopefully you'll come back and check out the next one. Like I said, I'll be back on Sunday for more Wizardry, so feel free to stop on by for that. Until that time, so long, everybody. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
Go!